What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kevin is Jeep. I am Kev. Today, I wanted to address an idea that I've kind of heard from a lot of people, more in the form of a question, and I've thought about it a lot as well. So I sort of just wanted to address it and make this video. Just a heads up, this is probably going to be more of like a rant. I don't have so much of a plan for this video. I definitely don't have like a script written out or anything like that. So if you're not interested in hearing me kind of form my thoughts as I go, then click off of this one. But yeah, guys, the idea is, how long am I going to live like this? Now, the initial plan, like the baby stage, the very initial stage of this whole thing for me was, the dream to live in a Volkswagen bus and just travel forever. I would love to do that. I would love to have like a way that I make a living while I'm on the road, something remote, something where I could make a living off of my laptop and just be like comfortable and know that if something happens with my vehicle, I can just take it to a shop if I need to, if it's something I can't fix myself, things like that. A long-term sustainable kind of nomadic life. The way that I'm living now, it's hard to say whether it's like a long-term sustainable kind of thing, because you guys have heard me say before that the Jeep isn't the most comfortable or best thing to live in. And on top of that, it kind of can take its toll on you when you're trying to find new ways to make money everywhere you go. It's fun and exciting, and I love that I'm doing it and I've had such success with it, but it really can take its toll on you. It can start to get old, and it can start to really just not be so much fun. And I want to keep things fun. I chose to live this way because I thought that it would be fun, and it is. And the last thing I want to do is let it kind of get soured and old and not do anything to keep the dream alive. So the question I've gotten a lot is, how long do you think you can live like this? That one's really hard to answer, because although I was very confident that I was going to be able to succeed with this, my friends and my family heard me say so many times, if I go out there and it lasts 2 weeks or a month or 2 months, that's awesome because I tried, and at least then I'll know that, it's not something that I can actually do. So even though I was confident, it was still up in the air for me whether it was actually going to be something that would work and something that I could do any amount of time longer than a few weeks. So my point there is, I have no idea how long this can go on. I'm kind of just discovering what it is and what it can become as I go. One thing that I think I'm sure of is that in order for it to keep going and become a longer and more sustainable kind of lifestyle, is that it needs to change as it goes. It needs to develop. I need to keep doing, I've been doing pretty well with this, and I need to keep up with it. I need to reassess as I go and make changes and improvements. That's why I like to look at you guys for criticism, and I like to watch other videos on YouTube for any ideas I can get from other people who are living similarly to me, and put all of these things together and kind of work on doing all of this the best that I can, being the best Kev and his Jeep that I can possibly be. So yes, I guess I do think that this could go on forever. This could be the way that I live, but not specifically like this. Not living in a Jeep with no real job and never having like a concrete concept of what I'm doing besides exploring and traveling. I don't think that that's really something that I would want to do forever. It kind of, when I say it that way, it kind of sounds sort of like lonely and pointless. Exploring and traveling is awesome, but to be doing it alone and with no real goals at any point, seems like it could easily get to a point where you start to wonder, what am I doing this for? And thinking about all the other things that you could do with your life. And that's the last thing that I would want to get to, because the idea of living this kind of life came from thoughts like that. Working a boring job and living in a boring apartment and feeling like there's got to be more that I can do. That's what led me to do this. So the last thing I would ever want to do is let this become something where I'm like, oh, there's got to be more than just doing this. So I guess that's the bottom line, guys. The nomadic lifestyle, the traveling and making money as you go and things like that. Yeah, I think I could certainly do that forever, and that might be what I want to do forever. But I can't live in my Jeep. I can't do what I've been doing exactly forever. I don't want to. I see no reason that would be the way that I would want to live, and I don't see it as being something that I could even sustain. But what I do want to make clear is that this adventure, this exploration, this expedition that I'm on right now doesn't have an end date stamped on it. I'm not saying that it will never end. I'm not saying I can be sure that, tomorrow or next week or a couple of months from now, something won't happen that will make it so it has to end. I don't know. That could happen. I'm just saying, as I live this now, there isn't a day that I have planned in the future where I'm going to go back to, real life or normal life, whatever you want to call it. I'm in this for the long haul, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm in it for as long as I possibly can be. I hope that kind of gives you guys an idea of how I feel about the timeline of this whole thing. One of the reasons I like to make videos like this is because I'm vocalizing thoughts that I've never really fully formulated. Now I kind of have a more complete idea in my head of how I feel about the timeline, reassessing and developing the thing as it goes in order to make it sustainable. So this video is helpful to me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, I will talk to you guys soon.